Thank you. Approval of minutes for March 27, 2023. Can I get a motion and a second? Okay, Matt Windish and Terry Rulin. Are any changes or corrections? Okay. All those in favor of the minutes as stands, say aye. Aye. Thank you. And moving on to informational items, like to first start with our county clerk office, Rachel Parker, and she will be bringing a presentation for us. Yes. Okay, Rachel, you have the floor.
Scott, I don't know if it's prompted on there.
Oh,
First, I guess if there's not any questions on the report that you all got in your packet. I think this is on. Usually I talk loud enough, but. Okay.
Where's the packet?
Well, in your packet, there's just a brief PowerPoint that just goes over some of the duties of our office. Yeah, so we'll just go through it, and if you have any questions afterwards, then you can, or if you have any questions while we're going through it. I won't read everything on the slide, but at least you have that information in front of you and you can take it with you, so if you have questions later, we can go over those. So some of you may or may not know that the Recorder of Deeds office was combined with the clerk's office back in 2016. And so the Recorder of Deeds office was in the lower level. They were bought upstairs, so we were all made to one office, and that's how we operate today. So our office consists of lots of different information. We're probably most known for giving out birth records. Most people need those, you know, to get their kids started in school, get your driver's license, social security card. So there's a number of reasons why people come to our office for the birth record. Next would be the marriage records. Again, our office is kind of ahead of the game with some other counties that don't have the ability to do their marriage records online. I'm finding out now when I go to some of the clerk conferences that Peoria is one of the first that had that due to, you know, the great people that came before me, had that set up where people can go in online and fill out the paperwork for their marriage license, and then they come to us to finish that application. But there's a lot of communities that don't have that ability to do that, and so they're all starting to do that now, which is good for everyone, now that everything is pretty much going online. We also had death records. People do come in for copies of those. We have the military discharge papers. And I also gave you a pamphlet, a little trifold, that goes into a little bit more detail of the DD 214. But it's just basically a set of one's discharge papers that we do record in our office and keep if they ever need it later for whatever reasons. On the recorder side, we, of course, record deeds, mortgages, liens on property. Sometimes people just come to see if there's a lien on property, or they're actually putting a lien on property and they want that information recorded. Our office also calculates the property tax rates. Sherry is the one that sends out all that information to the taxing bodies. They send her back their levies and things in their bonds and things of that nature. Calculations are done and then sent to Nicole for her to approve and put her eagle eye on it, and then she puts together the tax bill. We also collect tax redemptions, which are people that have not paid their taxes on time. That's where we come in and we collect the money for those back taxes. Another thing we do in our office is certificates of ownership, which are business under assumed names. So if you're starting out a business and you want that business to be in a name other than your own personal name, you fill out this information. You have to run whatever that new name is in a publication for 3 consecutive weeks, and then you get a letter from the state of Illinois that shows that you're registered with the state and that that is your business name. We do raffle licenses. We process the liquor licenses. for any businesses that are located outside of the city limits. And then we also, of course, as you all know, we clerk the board meetings, prepare the minutes, and then record or keep the record of any official documents that are approved of at those meetings. Our office currently consists of 14. We have 10 full-time deputy clerks, 1 part-time deputy clerk that works a lot on our scanning. We have tons of documents that need to be scanned so that we have those permanent records. We have the Director of Property Taxes and Operations. Of course, my Chief Deputy Clerk is Brooke Somerville, and then myself. So it's a total of 14 there. We are also responsible for the service directory. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. I did not hand out one to everyone, but it's a nice bound little booklet, and we're actually updating it now since the election's over. We do it every 2 years, and so it's time to redo it, but it's really, really a nice directory. It has all the local, state, townships, just about any information you need to know about Peoria County is in here, but it's very good. And when we get the new ones, I'll make sure that everybody has a copy of that. That's why we send out the information to you all to make sure that everything is updated and current before we print a new one, because they're somewhat costly, and we want to make sure we spend our money on the right thing. But it's a nice booklet.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we also are now responsible for the bricks outside in the Veterans Memorial. If people are interested in that, there's 2 sizes, a 4x8, which is $150, and then a 12x12, which is $500. We still have space out there, so if you know of anyone that would like to do that, we have the information in our office, the form where they would fill out and get that done. And I think that is all. Some of the other things I'll just mention is before COVID, I was doing what I was calling cupcakes and conversations with the clerk. I was going to various libraries throughout the county and kind of doing this, just telling them what our department does, asking or having them ask me any questions that they may have that related to our office or any office, and if I didn't know the answer, I would tell them who to connect with. But it was a lot of fun. We only got to do 2 or 3 before COVID hit, and I haven't started that back up, but I do plan to do that because it's a lot of fun to get out in the community. Yeah. And a lot of the retired people liked that a lot because they said they couldn't get in and they had some questions, and they enjoyed just having that conversation.
Oh,
so
that would be wonderful.
I think that I'll try to pick that up again. Another thing, kind of a fun thing that I do is I get to swear some other clerks in. Like tomorrow night I go to West Peoria to swear in their new clerk. I've done that in Chillicothe and a couple of other places as well. So
Great, good to know.
just a little fun to add to the job.
Yeah, great, good. Any questions? Good presentation, perfect.
Okay.
If not, I have a couple of them. First, the location of those bricks, when you speak of them, where are they located?
It's out at the Veterans Memorial that is right on the grounds
Veterans
here.
Memorial? Oh, okay.
They're in various spots depending on what war they served in.
Uh-huh.
So they're designated in various areas, but once you let us know, we'll make sure that it gets into the right area for the people that
All
need
right.
that.
And these particular directories, are they only in your office, or they?
Once we get them printed, I usually take them around, or I call around to the different libraries, districts, and so we put them in the various library districts, a few throughout. Some of them are in some of the other offices here, but mostly they're just in my office, unless someone asks for it. I think I gave each board member just a few last time, too, so that they could have them to give out to any of their constituents. So they can let me know, or whoever can let me know if they would like some in their office, and we'll get some to you. But they do come in handy.
Okay. And lastly, you mentioned the various duties that are performed in your office. They're all pretty much online now. Is that, and one would need to just come into your office?
You can look up the information. Some of them you have to come in, of course, because you have to, well, if you do some of them online, you have to show your ID. So you'll have to either scan or take a photo and then submit that. So a majority of it, yes, you can do online. The marriage, you can only do a portion of it online because you have to come into the office to complete the final marriage application.
Good to know. Good to know. Any comments? Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Rachel. We'll be looking forward to the others that are going to come forth. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
And Now, we have a representative from the County Elections Commission. I believe I met you, but I don't have your name. So would you come up to the mic and tell us your name?
Hi there. My name is Jessley Joseph. I am the Assistant Director at the Election Commission. Elizabeth.
Are you speaking into the mic?
Oops,
A little
let
bit
me come a
closer.
little closer. Okay. Hi there. My
Hi.
name is Jessley Joseph. I'm the Assistant Director at the Peoria County Election Commission. Typically, Elizabeth comes to these meetings, but she is out of the office this week, so I will be presenting in lieu of her. I just have a quick update for you guys on the 2023 consolidated general election. We just finalized the results for this last week. Turnout was at about 16%, and vote by mail actually slightly outperformed votes on election day,
Wow.
which was a pretty surprising result to find. We had over 8,200 individuals vote on election day, and maybe around 8,250 who voted by mail, so just slightly over. But we did have a few close races as well, but none of the results ended up changing through the vote by mails that were received after Election Day. But some of those close races include the District 150 school board race,
Yes.
the race for the Illini Bluff School Board, Pleasant Hill School Board, West Peoria, the first alderman, Village of Bellevue, and then Village of Kingston Mines. So we had a few close races, but nothing changed after those last few ballots came in. So we are just wrapping up this election now, and our next election will be the primary next year, and right now it is on March 19th of 2024.
Yeah. Have you all started to prepare for that now? Or you're taking a break?
Not just yet. We're still wrapping up pieces from this election, getting things to the state board. So not just yet, but that is going to be here before we know it. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As far as the when you talk of the mail-in ballots, have you said you saw a big change in that? Has that been the greatest one, or?
yeah, so with permanent vote by mail, we believe that's the reason why there's an increase in vote by mail turnout. In the 2019 election, we issued a little bit over 2,000 ballots, and we had about 1,500 returned. In this election, we issued over 16,000 ballots, and then we had about 8,250 returned.
You're right.
So a lot more vote by mail ballots this time.
Yes. Good. Good. Yeah. Any questions, comments for Ms. Joseph? Terry?
I have a comment. In order to publicize the need for election judges, I know you were short by quite a few of the number you normally want to have at all your polling places. It's a very difficult position to fill. These people get up at 4 in the morning and maybe get their day done on election day at 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I know that because my wife is one of them. So, yeah, this is close to home for me. But it is an essential need, and if there's a way that we could help publicize the need for this, I think there are a lot of people who'd like to find out how they can help in the process. And an election judge is a great way to do it, and they get paid. So it's not like you're just giving up your time. But it's a difficult responsibility, and we'd love to see more of them.
Yes.
Yeah, we are also looking to see more election judges. We have big recruitment plans for the summer. We are planning to go to all the schools in the area, and then also touch base with a lot of local businesses to try to increase the amount of judges that we have. And we would of course love any additional advertising from the county, but it's an ongoing effort. And for this past election, we had quite a few judges cancel at the last minute, maybe because election day fell on spring break for a couple of schools, so we're not exactly sure why, but we did have a lot of cancellations.
Good. Yeah,
Also could have
okay.
been because of the weather. We did
Yes,
have
it was.
a tornado warning on election
Oh.
night, but besides that, we were still able to get everything sorted on election night. I think we were all out by 10 p.m., so yeah.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Terry. Any other comments, questions? Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, all that information.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Okay, our supervisor of assessments, Mr. Dave Ryan.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
I'll just touch on a little bit. Obviously, I think next month I'll do the presentation, so we'll get more in depth on the tax cycle and what our office does. But
Yes.
as of now, I think the last time I reported that we had passed off our information to the county clerk's office for the extension process, and now she has passed that off to the treasurer's office. So I won't steal Nicole's thunder, but those tax bills are getting really close. So we'll be taking a lot of calls on that, and that is for the 2022 assessment year. So
Yeah.
typically when the constituents get their tax bills, if they call our office to complain about their assessment, it is typically too late, unless there is an objective error that we've made. If it's some subjective, like, hey, I think the value of my house is too high, they needed to file those complaints last year. So that's just a reminder of that. So we'll be gearing up for a lot of phone calls on that. We always get a lot of calls regarding the City of Peoria garbage fee, on what that is. So we'll have to explain that a little bit because people look at those and think it's a lien upon their house a lot of times. So we will get that. If anybody has anybody from the City of Peoria that calls wondering what that fee is, that is typically the City of Peoria garbage fee that they place on the tax bill. But we have moved on. We're on 2023. We are working with the township assessors to try to get that information and get all the valuations for all properties in Peoria County done. Typically, we hope to have that done by the end of August to early September this year, since we're doing every single parcel. And typically, those township assessors will turn their work in. We hope to have all that in by July 1st. So they're working hard to get that done. And as a reminder, we are doing West Peoria and Radnor Township, so we will do those directly. They don't have a township assessor, so they can contact us. But we're working through that, and it is going to be probably you'll see a lot of increased values in assessments. So that is something, whether you look forward to it or not, if you follow the housing market, you're going to start seeing that increases in values. So when individuals get their assessment notices in 2023, they will see some increases, and some people see pretty hefty increases. So that'll be something that we'll be dealing with. So we're anticipating we'll have a lot more what we call board of review complaints, where individuals can file with our local board of review.
Yes.
Currently, we're down one member of the board of review. We're looking to fill that position. So we're hoping to get that done before June when they sit. So we'll see on that.
Great.
Any questions?
Yeah. Good information. Any questions, comments? Yeah, we always like to hear about how our taxes increase.
Yeah, these are, we always tell people we don't do the tax bills. We're just doing the assessments.
Yes.
But anytime it deals with taxes or tax, a
They
lot of
point
times
to
they'll
you.
call our office.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much. Okay. We have our treasurer, Miss Nicole Birchik. I'm learning to pronounce your name. Thank you.
Just remember beer and key.
Key. Beer and key.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Hi. So we sent out mobile home tax bills. Yes, we do tax mobile homes. We sent those out in March, and they are due May 1st. So we are finalizing the collection on those. We are also working through all the audit requests from both the finance department and our external auditors, because we are part of that audit. And we have set the due dates for our tax bills. They are June 6th, September 6th, and then our tax sale is November 6th. The tax bills are due to go out this Friday, so they will be mailed this Friday, and they will be online as of this Friday as well. So if someone doesn't get their tax bill, they can go online, look up their parcel number or by their address, and print off a copy of their tax bill at any point in time. And we have 82,262 tax bills that we will be mailing. So that's it for me.
That's a lot. Yes.
It is a lot. And we do have an outside company that prints our tax bill and mails them, and they combine all the like addresses. So we are saving on postage every year.
Are people pretty much aware of going online to view their tax bill if they have not received it?
I think a lot of them are.
We have put notices out there. How does that process work?
We put notices out when we first started doing it.
Yeah, okay.
And then whenever anybody calls, we try and direct them that way as well. We will still go out and email their tax bills if they want us to, but we also say it's always out there and you can get it, even if you think of it at 11 o'clock at night, you can always go out there and print it.
Great. Yeah, good word, good word. Any comments, questions for Ms. Nicole?
I know you all are happy about getting your tax bill.
Thank you for the tax bills. Thank you very much. Okay, and our Veterans Assistance Commission, Mike Brooks, come on down.
Okay. So we had 372 veterans that walked in the office in March. That's probably about average for right now. Well, a little bit above average. Our highest one is 455 after the PACT Act was approved. We have 1,568 total disability claims waiting on decision. Right now, the new money we brought into the area is just a little over $3 million. Total money that comes into veterans is $22.2 million right now. I will be going around all the veterans posts and explaining the PACT Act and how it changed for Vietnam veterans, which is hypertension was added, and then there's quite a few that were added to the Gulf War. So I'm going to go around. The veterans post said it was a real huge need, so I'm going to be going.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's going to be over 20, so I'm going to go to all those different posts and explain the difference and get some new disability claims there. We hired an administrative assistant, and then I do interviews on Wednesday for the support rep. And then I did have a lump sum payment, $140,000 to a veteran. I'm not going to go into specifics just because to keep it anonymous, but to kind of explain to you what I do. So it was actually my case. I don't take a lot of them anymore. I do the more complicated cases.
Okay.
But this veteran came in for a PTSD denial from about 5 years ago. And anytime I look at a new claim, I look at what they've done previously. So they were wrongfully denied, at least it was my opinion, that they were wrongfully denied in 2017. So what we call that is clear unmistakable error. So I filed the new claim, and then I said, VA, you're wrong from the beginning. Not only did we win, it was wrong all the way back to 2010.
Wonderful. I know they
So
appreciate that.
that's the kind of things that we do. We don't really publicize stuff like that, but we don't just look at when a veteran says, I want to file a disability claim, we just don't do what they say. We say, hey, this is what we see. And this one was a little bit specific because the actual diagnosis was on the wrong page, so the VA didn't actually see it, but I did.
Yeah,
So I
but
just
you
want to
did.
kind of explain
Great.
that some of the things that we
Yeah.
do at our office, and she was very happy.
Yeah, I'm sure all of that is most appreciated by the veterans, and the word of mouth, it gets around.
Yes, it does.
And so I've always heard good things coming from you all, so
Thank you
appreciate
very much.
that. One other thing, and if anyone have any other questions and comments? I'm excited about the display that'll be coming. I think you mentioned in July, is it?
Oh, and the Woodford County wall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I'll be sending out more information. They did get the website up and running, but there's 3 different walls that travel the
Yeah.
United States. So the one that was in East Peoria a couple years ago is a completely different one. So
Okay.
they're looking for able bodies to help. That is
Yes.
not my generation.
And you'll be putting information out again.
Yes,
soon as-
absolutely.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yay. Public comments. We have none. Miscellaneous. Okay. No miscellaneous. Well, we will adjourn this meeting and thank you all. Oh, oh yeah, I will comment. There are no resolutions for this month. Okay. We will now adjourn. Thank you very much.